Welcome to The Fire Within, the entrepreneurial spirit, the Okanagan Valley's first premier entrepreneurship talk show. We're into our second season, and we're looking forward to exploring new ventures with entrepreneurs and affiliated organizations and companies. While we were getting ready to produce this segment, we were considering visiting with companies and affiliates that would help us put some building blocks together to get us along our way. This evening, we're meeting with one of the companies that has added to the film industry development over the last number of years. And tonight I have the partners of the Film Factory based in downtown Kelowna, Kelly Veltri and Jeff Myers. Gentlemen, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Please tell the viewing audience, what is the Film Factory? Take your turn, guys.
Sure. Well, the Film Factory is a media production house in Kelowna, BC here. We do video production mainly corporate commercial, but then we also get to have some fun and do some music videos, documentaries, short films.
Oh, okay.
Beyond that, we have a studio for photos and for video, as well as an audio studio and a little theater as well too.
Okay.
So
We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of other things, really important things like foosball and Super Nintendo and a theater with Xbox and PlayStation, and so we get a lot of work done.
Yes, yes. And a lunchroom.
And a lunchroom. Yeah.
And a lunchroom.
And we have a little shout out to Geo Bean. We have we
yeah.
have Geo's coffee espresso, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So a little shout out to him.
Yeah, I know him well.
You're thinking about it again, aren't you? Where should I go? Of all the places you could visit, how do you choose? Well, maybe I can help.
How long has Film Factory been in place?
You want to go to a place
well, Film Factory has been in place for just over 2 years now. Yeah, so me and Jeff have both been doing video separately for about 10 or 12 years plus each.
13.
And 2 years ago we came together. We both sort of had the same idea. I said, hey, I'm thinking about this. He said, I was thinking about the same thing, and we sort of figured it out with all of the finances and whatnot. We found a building and we made it happen.
Yep. What type of affiliation does the Film Factory have with the Okanagan's Film Commissioner, John Summerland? I know that you know him, Kelly, because he introduced me to you, I believe, if I remember correctly. But what type of affiliation do you have? If any.
Yeah, business-wise, none. You know, we do help each other out. You know, if he's looking for crew or is looking for any sort of contacts, he'll ask me. I'll ask him. So, yeah.
Yeah, we love John. He comes around and brings different producers through different films when they're looking for locations. Yeah, we love John, and he's a good friend of the Film Factory.
Yeah. I've been listening to the two of you as well as others in the last few days, and although I've been in the Valley for 9+ years now, and I developed a relationship with John Summerland shortly after I moved here from Saskatchewan, but I've been hearing so much that the business in the film industry has really taken off in the central Okanagan Valley. Because I remember when I met the Film Commissioner, John Summerland, he was so frustrated at the time I met him because he moved out here to the Okanagan from Vancouver, the Vancouver film industry, which the three of us know is just gone crazy out there. It's in a multi-million-dollar industry level, maybe more. I'm hesitating, almost choking, wanting to say the word billion, but certainly multi-million dollars. And John was so frustrated because he was trying to get his board of directors to sanction more emphasis on a film industry development in the Okanagan. Well, now I don't hear so much from him. I don't hear so much disgruntlement from him today because of the upswing, if you will, on the industry. Would you two fellows like to comment to our viewing audience about that?
if you look at, say, the past 5 years, the film industry has grown astronomically, right? It's started with, one feature here, and then it was some movie of the weeks, and then it was two movie of the weeks in 1 year, and then it was multiple features coming, and there's always different rumors of like, oh, this production's coming to town or that production's coming to town. But the industry as a whole has certainly grown, and with that industry, so has the crew base too. There's a lot of more skilled crew here because people have been working on all of these different films and getting better at their jobs, and that in turn is more attractive for productions to come to Kelowna and say, hey, do you have any crew that we could hire locally? Yeah. And now we do, compared to 5 years ago.
And it's picking up too, where we see even if a film doesn't come here for sure, we get phone calls all the time about different things like locations, crew. People are asking all the time, are there any qualified people around here for a film? We get phone calls all the time for different productions from the States, from Canada. So it's really picking up. I'd say our phone calls have like skyrocketed for different productions and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
so
that's wonderful.
It's a very cool thing to see in the Valley.
It is. That's really wonderful. I personally am quite fascinated with the upswing in the animation segment of the film industry. Yeah. Companies like
Bardell and
Allegiance.
Bardell, yeah.
Yeti Farm, awesome
Yeti
guys.
Farm is one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, they're skyrocketing.
I met Ashley Ramsey from Yeti Farm when she was working with John Summerlin, the film commissioner.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now she's on her own with her husband and doing not too bad.
They're both awesome people, and they're doing things for Angry Birds. They're doing things for EA Games.
Oh, yeah.
They actually use our audio studio to do their character voices for some of their cartoons. So.
And the other thing that while I'm thinking about it, the other thing that's really taken me back is I met the other day, because I'm inviting her to be on the show, is Janice Taylor from Just Be Friends.
Oh, yeah.
When I met her, she was in the basement of the Accelerate Okanagan building. Yeah. And I was visiting with her and some of her staff last Friday of last week, and much to my pleasant surprise, she's changed direction so many times since I first met her. All of it positive, I might add. And ironically, to me, it's tongue-in-cheek, she's from the same city that I am, Regina, Saskatchewan. So every time I meet her, I get a kick out of that, because we talk about Regina and Saskatchewan Rough Riders and football team and all of that.
You're not a Rough Riders fan, are you?
Of course. All that crazy stuff. Are you from Saskatchewan?
No, I like the Rough Riders.
Yeah,
they're great.
Good. So I get a kick of how those changes have happened all around us.
Yeah. There's been a lot of stuff going on with Yeti. We're good friends with them, and also Allegiance Films.
Allegiance
Studios.
Dylan and Mark.
They have been doing some very, very cool work on feature films. There's one coming out, an action film, that first person. I can't remember the name. Hardcore Henry.
So they did some shots on that.
So they worked on a bunch of shots on that.
The Purge.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're landing some pretty decent contracts with some pretty well-known franchises, and
I was hanging out with Todd the other day on Friday, and Yeti Farm is also getting a big project coming up with. They estimate they'll have to hire about 70 people.
Oh wow!
So they have some big projects coming down the pipe. I'm probably not allowed to talk about more of it than that, but there's some very big things coming to the Valley, and in high tech. Look at our high tech sector just taking off right now with the new building that's getting built.
That's going to be interesting.
It's going to be amazing. Yeah. So the Valley is ripe right now for good business.
Here's the thing: deciding where to go, it's not about checking this box or that box. It's about checking them all, and maybe creating a couple of your own.
How do you promote the Film Factory? How do you promote it to draw people's attention to who you are, what you are, and what services you provide?
Well, most of our marketing efforts is two things, actually. One is a word of mouth, which is huge for us, right? We always go into every project thinking this has to be a great project because people are going to talk when it's a small town. But secondly would be just Google, Facebook, Twitter, social media. All of our actual marketing dollars would go into that. You know, we don't do the traditional yellow pages or radio or newspaper or stuff like that, right? Everybody's connected today.
I wouldn't expect you to.
Yeah. So we get. I mean, we really like we're swamped busy. We're crazy busy, and a lot of it, like Kelly said, word of mouth. But a lot of times, and we've heard this a few times, where we have a business meeting with someone and they say, we've heard the word film factory now from like 5 or 6 different people. So when a company is looking for film, they go, we've heard about you guys about 5 or 6 times. We thought we had to come in and meet you, and it's really interesting because, like Kelly said, we don't do all the traditional marketing efforts, and we are swamped busy.
Okay, fellas, I think we're going to take a quick break now, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more of how you go about to stimulate the business and the types of business activity that you do have within the film factory. Fellas, it's been said that the film factory is, as part of the entrepreneurial culture in the Okanagan Valley, it's been said that you nurture an entrepreneurial incubator. Can you speak to that
Sure.
point?
I mean, yeah. You know, like in our creative hub is what we call it. We have, I would say, maybe 10 different small creative businesses. So you know, we have sound guys. We have other video production companies. We have photographers. We have marketers. We have energy pill company. And so, you know, everybody is, you know, their own small little company, right? But what's really great about what we have going on there is that everybody's constantly just feeding off of each other, right? They're throwing ideas. They're asking, hey, does this look good, or what do you think of this, or come give me some advice. But you know, beyond that, you know, we're all becoming pretty good friends too, right? We like to play foosball, have a beer on a Friday, and really, there's some good work coming out of there now. And I could positively say that everybody who is in the film factory is doing pretty well right now. And maybe that's part of the whole culture of it. Maybe, you know, everybody's trying to step up their game, but there's a lot of good stuff.
So what Kelly and I, when we both kind of came up with the idea for the film factory, it was interesting because we had this talk before the building was there, you know, when we were, you know, developing business plan and all that fun stuff. Yeah. But we had this kind of talk, and it was basically, the idea was, wouldn't it be cool if you could play foosball or something with, you know, one person being a sound guy versus a guy that's a graphics guy. And then wouldn't it be cool if we shared a kitchen with someone that was into film? And wouldn't it be cool if a photographer could and a marketing person could have lunch in the same kitchen? So that was kind of at the heart of the film factory with the culture is bringing these creative minds together, because we're all people, and we all like to hang out. We don't like to go into our dark rooms by ourselves.
Well, that's the whole essence of using the word incubation.
Absolutely.
An incubator is having that amalgam of minds together.
And you know what? We see everyone benefit from it. Yeah. Every company, like Kelly was saying, I mean, we're pretty modest about it, but every company that comes in and that's in there right now, if you went and interviewed each company, they would all say, we're having a blast. Like, we go into work and we have fun. Yeah. We have pizza Mondays. We're doing hikes on Wednesday, hump day hikes. We've started that.
Hump day hikes,
Fridays we have some adult pops on a Friday afternoon, and we have a lot of fun.
Ironically, listening to you talk, just outside your front door and down a couple, my young daughter works in a medical aesthetics company called Intraline. Okay. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's just a couple doors down from you.
Oh, okay.
And that's what they do with their staff. They have yoga.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They bring a yoga instructor in the building.
Yeah.
I think on Wednesdays, they do little walks up to Knox Mountain,
Right,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
It's great.
It's all part of the culture, building the
It
culture.
builds a community.
Absolutely.
And that's what
Community,
and that's what Kelly and I are about. We are not just passive people in the community. We like to get out and do events. There's Indie Fest coming up here. There's all kinds of different events going on, and both of us love being a part of the community, and we love the Okanagan, and we want to feed back into that too.
Yeah, good.
Twin Creek Media is an integrated marketing agency. We work with clients and companies across Kelowna, across the Okanagan and BC and Western Canada. We work with them on integrated marketing campaigns to communicate their message in an advertising focus. So
How do the two of you measure success? Can you throw something at me?
Yeah. Yeah, I know that's, it's tough to say, like, what is success, Is it money? Is it happiness? Is it, I don't know. I would say that we've been successful, but I don't really have, a yardstick for that, right? There's always something else that you can do, and really it's just about setting goals, right? Once you hit this goal, then okay, what's the next goal? Once you hit that goal, then set some more goals, right? And so, yeah.
It's a roller coaster some days.
Yeah.
Some days you spend $30,000 on a camera and you're like, oh, I just spent
That's a lot of
$30,000 on a camera. But then you have other days where you're like, okay, we have that camera rented out a ton and it's fine, So we've gone through the roller coaster like any entrepreneur, I believe, does. Yep. But you know what? Both of us come to work and we both have a lot of fun, and we're getting busier exponentially right now. Yeah. So I'd say
I would consider ourselves successful, but at the same time, I think that we've just scratched the surface of like what we can really achieve. Like 10 years from now, I have no idea what we'll be doing. Right?
The snowball just picked up, and now it's really rolling. So
they've really helped us. I mean, we were voted top 5 in BC for Small Business Marketing Award. And again, that's in direct relation to what Twin Creek Media has done for us. They can do everything. I mean, some companies just specialize or focus on sort of one aspect of marketing, but they can do it all. They can build your website, put together little commercials, the whole array of things that you need to set up a marketing plan.
I'm personally enjoying, and I'm sure our viewing audience is as well, enjoying listening to your upbeat, positive attitudes. But I want to throw you a curve intentionally.
Sure.
How about the downturns, the downside experiences? How do you handle disappointments? Because I'm sure you must have some of those from time to time.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, good question. Yeah, I mean, life is up and down, right? There's going to be good times. There's going to be bad times. I think the key to it is just, picking yourself up off the floor and just continuing on, right?
I think it comes back to culture. So we're talking about community, we're talking about culture, we're talking about having a fun workplace and all that. So it's great because when someone, say one of our guys there doesn't get a paycheck from one of his clients, and it's what's great about the culture is they come over and talk to us and they say, how do you get paid from some people, or how? So because
Group therapy.
Yeah, so
right.
yeah, we do. But because we're all different entrepreneurs working out of the same building, we all don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time. So if one of us is having a down month or the rest of the community come behind them and support them. So it's really it's so much better than being by yourself in an office and having a down month, because that would be terrible to be by yourself and
Demoralizing.
So it'd be demoralizing,
Yeah.
exactly. So the community comes into effect where we support each other. If someone is having a really tough month, whether it's in business or in personal life, we're like, hey, let's go grab a beer and talk about it, or let's. So I think that culture is really what sets us apart from most other.
I like that.
companies. So, yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a short break and then do wrap up for the evening.
We know there are thousands of species of ectomycorrhizal fungi. There's about 15,000. And even if you went out and sampled the roots of one large tree, there'd be more than 200 different species of these fungi on their fine little root tips. And so fundamentally, we're trying to figure out what they're all doing out there. Does a tree need all of those fungi to help it take up nutrients? Or are they there just because they could get there? We mostly work on experiments and questions that have to do with silviculture and how our forests are managed, because these fungi are found on tree roots. So I'll go get them and then you can see what they look like.
I can't let you leave until you talk a little bit more to our viewers about where you see the future, where you too see the future of the film factory.
Absolutely. Well, I can tell you one thing. The future for video production right now is sky high. Everybody needs video, whether it's website, whether it's different film or TV productions, but the industry is just booming right now. So if I take that into consideration, then, 5-10 years, it's through the roof what we could do. So
we're super excited about all these projects that are coming up. Like we have I don't know when this is airing right now, but we have the April is just nuts. We have so many different projects and they're so cool. They're all the way from working with Nitro Circus guys with Travis Pastrana, those guys with feature films. They're very cool stuff, very cool technology. We're shooting in 4K now with all
aerial drones.
Aerial drone stuff. We're doing the whole shebang. So we are extremely excited about the future.
I got a kick out of that, watching this drone going above the buildings.
Yeah.
Chasing around a Delta Grand Hotel.
Yeah.
In and out of there,
Yeah, technology's totally revolutionized how filmmaking has come along here. Yeah, so we're to sum it up, we're very excited about the future. Can't wait for what's next.
That's great.
You usually have a hypothesis about what is going to happen, but you have to really be willing to think of other possibilities, have your ears open, your mind open to other interpretations of your data. And so I really see that similarity in that when we're singing, we're trying to hear ourselves, but also hear other people around us. And I think when you're doing science, it's similar. You need to think about other people's ideas and other interpretations other than the ones that you have.
Okay, well, I want to thank you both very much for coming out for the show tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having us, John.
And I look forward to seeing you again and your successes in the future.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for our show for this evening, and we'll be tuning in to our next show very shortly. Thank you all for watching this evening. The Fire Within, sign off. I'm Joel Young, your host.